Alright, here's another budget ratchet set review. It's a 3-piece set, obviously 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch. This is the Duratech 90 tooth with the cushion grip. The blue is the plastic, and the white and the black is the rubber overmold, I guess. This 1/2 inch has been used once already by me, but how I got these guys, I got these off Amazon, and on Great Star International's Amazon storefront page they have some listings for used like new ratchets, and I saw that there was one set of these used like new, and since I was kind of looking at these, here and there, I decided to get them. I got them for about $9 cheaper than a brand new set, but these have never been used. The box was kind of damaged that I got these in. This was the back side of this box is a little mushed up, and I think that's kind of why they got sent back. These ratchets had very little lubrication in them whenever I got them, which is kind of typical for Chinese and even some Taiwanese ratchets nowadays. They did have a little bit in them, so that was good on them for that. But we'll pull them all out of here and take a look at them. Now this black case is just a blow molded case here, display case or whatever, and it has a cardboard backer on the back of it to keep it upright. But we'll take a look at these. Ball detent. Crimping, centering is pretty good on that. Same for the 3/8. The 1/2 inch one is just a tad bit off. It's not too terribly bad though. Some of my vintage ratchets are worse than this, but so typical twin pawl proto style fine tooth 90 tooth mechanism in them. Fairly stout mechanism. And this style, just, stuck record, but is going to have almost zero back drag just from the inherent design of it on any of the ratchets. These do have a wave washer in them. I've been noticing that the newer production Duratechs are coming in with wave washers in them to kind of take up some of the tolerance slop in there. But we'll look at the quarter's got a little bit of play in it, not too bad. 3/8, very minimal. 1/2 inch as well, not too bad at all. But we'll take this 1/2 inch version of it apart and we'll take a look at it. It's going to use a number 8 Torx in the back side here, and all 3 of these screws did have some clear thread locker on them. This back screw had a bunch all the way down the length of the screw, so they were in there pretty good. We'll swap out to the number 10 is what this guy is here in the front. Then we'll zoom in on the guts here, let you take a look at them and take a look at the anvils on them. Goes my rolling screwdriver. Alright, we'll take this back plate off here. This back plate I did measure beforehand. It's like 96 thousandths thick. And I just have a little bit of light 3-in-1 oil in there. I didn't go overboard on it. You could on this bigger one, you could probably get away with a little bit of super lube as long as you're keeping them in a temperature controlled environment. If you're not, if you're keeping them out in your garage whenever it's cold, kind of stay away from any kind of grease, synthetic or not. I feel like it wants to make them skip on these fine tooth pawls. Just use some 3-in-1 oil or motor oil, something like that. Sewing machine oil. Put a finger over these pawls and we'll take out the anvil there. That wave washer is going to be on the front, and all 3 of them are like that. Pretty good machining on it. All these Duratechs that I've got here recently, the fit and finish on them has been pretty good. They're stepping up their game, I guess. But these have real big beefy pawls. It's real similar to the older Harbor Freight Taiwan made Pittsburgh Pros. They had this kind of a style of just the kind of curve in it pawl. It's a real reminiscent of that, and that was a really good set of ratchets. Now most of them, the Pittsburgh Chrome Pros, you know, the inexpensive ones are being made in China now. I think their 1/2-inch one is still made in Taiwan, but all their other ones are being made in China, and they're kind of a sloppy finish now. Fit and finish on them. But Harbor Freight's close, and if you bust it, you can always take it back. We'll pull this pawl out of here and take a look at it. So this is going to have this little pin sticking out, and that's what's going to fit down in the bottom of that. See, they're way down in the bottom. Let me zoom in here. The bottom of this ratchet, there's a machine mark, like a little countersink for this pin to fit down in there, kind of keep it captive. No O-rings or anything on these. These are just a budget beater, but the quality on them is really good. We'll take a look at this pawl. Doesn't seem to be coated with anything. Some of these Taiwan ratchets that I've seen coming in are like titanium nitride coated or steam coated or something. Let me count these teeth off camera here. Looks to be 6 teeth on each pawl, and each pawl is a 1/2-inch wide, so pretty beefy. Find somewhere to put my scale here now, my rule. We'll try to put this guy back together without flinging that spring across the shop. Kind of open it up there. We'll get our spring back in. Try not to shoot it across the shop whenever I collapse it here. Get it in there and then put a couple fingers over it to kind of keep it captive in there. That looks good there. And if you're doing maintenance on these, you know, just clean them out with carburetor cleaner or something like that, or brake clean. Well, I thought I had some 3-in-1 oil out here, but I guess I don't. We'll just put some of this Lucas gun oil on it. I use this in a lot of the ratchets. I just almost out of this bottle, so I'm kind of holding off a dot there. A dot on each back side of the pawl. That's good enough for the switching mechanism. This guy's got enough on it. I'm not worried about it. Put it back in there. Want to make sure we put our wave washer in there. And that does look like it. I can see a hardening process on that washer. These back plates, the center hole is going to be chamfered to match the back side of that center screw. We'll put that guy back on there. Swap back out to our number 8. And we're going to tighten this guy up to tight. Looking through this camera. My God. Alright. Tighten this guy up to tight, and then we'll back it off 1/2 to 1/4 of a turn. That's how these are designed to be used to function. So that's tight, and I'll back it up. And I'll check for switch function once we get the 2 front screws on. Eventually I'll end up going back over these and putting some blue thread locker on all these screws. And those we're just going to tighten up to tight. We're going to check our switch function. There goes my rolling screwdriver. Real nice. Not a lot of slop. 3/8 has got a little bit. It's not too bad. 1/4 inch, not too bad. Kind of zoom back out here a little bit. Bring these up here and let you look at them. Kind of a unique design. I thought that the beam on it was pretty cool looking. It's got the Duratech gear on there. Stamped into it. The 90 on the quick release is just laser etched on it. The grip feels pretty good. They could, these overmolded grips, I like them to be a little bit bigger, but they seem to do all right. And it's like a chrome matte finish on it. Matte chrome finish, rather. We'll check the back drag on them. Like I've said before, anytime you see one of these ratchets, you know, if it's a good, decent made one, you know, they're not going to have any back drag on them. It's just part of that pawl design. And I like that these have pretty nice wide pawls, especially in the 1/2 inch, like I just showed. But anyhow, I probably would have eventually bought these for the $30 that they were asking shipped for them, but I had bought some other Duratech ratchets that were being sold used like new on Great Star's Amazon storefront, so I just took a chance on them, but it turned out to be a pretty good set. This would be a good set for just to have a good beater set of garage ratchets. But I'm going to keep them and put them in the collection, and I'll keep using them. Alright guys, take care.